Today we're going to do a little metal detecting in a small creek. We are deep in the mountains of West Virginia, and I'm near where some Civil War battles took place. In fact, there's a town nearby that changed hands like 57 times during the war. So there should be plenty of camps around here. There's definitely some battles around here. Nothing huge, but you know, they could have dropped a few shells, you know, artillery shells or cannonballs in the creek. Maybe even pitched a handful of bullets. Who knows? Been here about a half an hour. Haven't found much yet. But I did find one thing I want to show you, so I got the camera out. Maybe we'll get a video today. It's really nothing special, but I wanted to show it to you. Looky! I think it's a flying saucer. Well, I guess it could be a flying saucer. Oh, that's kind of neat. I didn't see the design on it. Sailing ship on there. I ought to keep that actually, but I've just started, so I'm not sure that's a hubcap, to be honest with you, but we might grab that on the way back up the creek because we have to come back this way. Basically what we're going to do is I'm going to move down the creek this way about 300 yards. Then we're going to turn around and go back up. And the property owner here was actually a fan and invited me out here. They have about a couple hundred acres that we're going to detect in the fall. Right now it's in crops. But we're going to just hunt this little creek, and we've got about 200-300 yards downstream. Then we're going to turn around and we can go up for like a half a mile. So we should be able to get a nice little video out of this. Hopefully we'll find something better than the sailing ship flying saucer. But we'll see. Just dug this 22 cartridge. Gave a nice little squeak. We're going to have to dig these type of signals for a while. Hopefully there's a Civil War button or two in here. As you can see, there's a lot of old automobile tires in here and whatnot. And so there's a lot of junk and a lot of broken bottles too. But so far everything has pretty much been screw top. So we're not going to mess around with them too much. Going to keep my eyes open for Indian artifacts because we're in a good area for Indian artifacts as well. So I dug the 22 bullet right over there, or 22 shell. I just dug this shotgun hull right here. That's brass, so it gives a great signal. And that's a 20 gauge, so it's kind of a smaller one. I promise I won't show you all of these that I dig. I just want to make sure that you understand that, you know, I'm going to dig a lot of these type of things today, and they're not really exciting, so I won't get the camera out every time. But you can bet I'm going to have a pocket full of junk before the end of the day. Well, I have to use my phone today, so it's going to look a little bit different. I don't even know what side the camera's on half the time. Whoop, wrong side. Okay. All right, so I have good news and I have bad news. Bad news is I am now soaking wet because the creek is much deeper than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really shallow, but there's nice deep holes. But the good news is I just found my first Civil War relic, a big old 69 caliber mini ball that I think is dropped. So that means two things. One, we're on it, man. And two, we're going to have to come back because, well, I guess I could go in with my hip waders on. That's probably like up to my neck. I went in as deep as I could, and of course I stepped in a hole, but that could be quite deep. I'm not sure. We might just go in with my hip waders anyway. I have to think about that. But nice creek bank right there. We've got about another 100 yards before we have to turn around and go back up the other way. Man, that's awesome right there. That is really awesome. Pretty sure that's dropped. It looked like it might have been stepped on or something, but there's no rifling marks on it. Give me a few and we'll get back at it, and hopefully this video will turn out using my phone. That's a new experience for me. I've only done like 1 or 2 short videos with it. I have another GoPro back at the truck, but I don't want to go back to it until we're ready to go back up the other side. Unless we start finding a lot of stuff, then I'll switch it out. So that's where I found the mini ball, right on the corner there. This was pretty shallow, but I came down to here and it gets too deep for my waders again. So what I'm going to do, because I found another 69 caliber mini ball, is I'm going to go back to the vehicle and get my shorts on and get a different GoPro, and we'll come back out here. I think this is worthwhile. See, notice this one's white, so this tells me this was washed out of the bank probably. So this was on land probably for most of its life, and the other one was pure gray. So that tells me that one was in the water its entire life. But we don't have too much further to go, but I want to hit these deep holes just in case someone pitched an artillery shell or something in there. That's a beauty right there. That's awesome. We made it down to the bottom, and I've been working my way back up to where we stopped when I had the problem with getting wet. And I haven't found a whole lot, but I just found a horseshoe. That's pretty cool. I just thought I'd share that with you. I just dipped the waders and just going to wade in my pants, and I got a different GoPro. But yeah, it's a pretty one. I'm going to go ahead and save that, but we're going to kind of work our way back up to where we stopped, which isn't too far, but it's going to be muddy for a while, so we're not going to get any underwater action. But just dug a base to a shotgun shell, and just a few feet from it, I dug this little flat piece of lead, which I don't know if maybe, oh, it's got an initial in it. Look at that. I guess it's JI. Could be an L, I suppose. Maybe it is. That's pretty cool right there. Yeah, so the creek is kind of, it's nice and shallow here, and it's wide. So what I'm going to do is just go back and forth, pretty much all the way up through here, try to cover as much as I can. So I got a little squeaker here, and I dug it up, and I actually thought it was this thing. Thought it was a piece of lead. But that's actually just a normal piece of slate, I believe, a natural rock. What I was hearing was this little sliver of, I think it's copper, actually. It's rusty on that side, but definitely coppery on that side. But I just wanted to show you that rock. I thought it was pretty cool. So I just dug a nice mini ball. It's been fired, though. You can see how it's flattened right there. It's got like a chunk taken out of it where it's hit a rock. That's a 58 caliber. It's a lot smaller than the other ones we found, but it's a mini ball. It's awesome, dude. Find some more. You know, I often talk about when I'm detecting these little streams, I find all these sinkers and fishing gear, and it's like, why would anybody fish a little stream like this? Here's your answer. Look right there. It's a fish that's much too large for this stream. Come on, Papa. Yes, anyway, I wanted to show you this little beaver dam. It's an old dam, it's not active. But this is an old dam, it's not active. You can see none of the sticks that are cut have leaves on them. There's no fresh cuts. You can see we've even piled rocks up on top of it to help build it. And what's probably happened is someone's probably trapped the beaver out of here this past winter. I have not seen any fresh sign whatsoever, so I'm not too worried about beavers getting me today. Especially out in a wild area like this. Maybe a cougar. I was just talking about trapping beaver right back there, and looky, here's a big old animal trap right here. They could have used this to trap beaver or even raccoon. It's really hard to drown them in something like this because it's not very deep, but definitely someone used to trap this stream at least. That's kind of weird. Just found a piece of, this is lead. It's like a little tube. I think it's going to be hollow inside. Maybe somebody used it for fishing weight. I don't know. Not sure what that's all about, to be honest with you. Hey, check this thing out. This gives a really high squeak. I don't even think it's metal though. I wonder if that's part of like a battery of some sort, like a carbon core for some sort of battery. I don't know. I've never seen one quite like that. Really high squeak though. Huh. Maybe we'll take it home and smash it, see what's on the inside. I suspect it's just a battery, carbon. I don't know what it is. We'll put it in the bag though. Look at this little doodad I just found. Let's open it up, see if there's any treasure in it. I don't think it's particularly old. Well, it could be as old as me, but I don't think it's Civil War era. Probably full of mud. Probably not. Gold coins. I guess that's a compact of some sort. Huh. Yeah, we'll save that. It gave me a beautiful signal. Fortunately, there's a lot of cans in here. Beer cans and Coke cans. This stretch right here, everything's slowed down, and on this bend everything's getting caught up right against this edge, all the light stuff. So that's pretty cool right there though. I like that. It doesn't take much to amuse me on days like today. It's kind of getting dark and wind's picking up. I don't think we're gonna get any thunderstorms today, but just kind of yucky weather. Here's a piece of enamelware that probably went off a big pot of some sort, or you know, some type of wash basin. A lot of junk in here. You can see there's some beer bottles there. I'm hitting a lot of cans, so that's not beautiful. That's a really, that's a great color there. I'm going to save that just because I love that color right there. Got some really good squeaks in there I didn't get because I would have had to get like really wet, but we might have to come back when I have less gear and dig around some more, because I just dug this and it's a giant big old 69 caliber round ball. I can dig it if it's not too much deeper than where I'm standing, but if it gets like up to my waist, I'll have to get completely wet, and I don't want to do that. At least not today. If we find one or two more of these, we're definitely going to come back, because I was getting some really good signals back there in those deep holes. Probably more of these. I'm only like a foot from where I just found that round ball, and I got two more chunks of lead. That is a mini ball that's been carved, I do believe. And that is a little chunk of lead. Could be a piece of buckshot. I don't think it's a split shot, you know, we use for fishing. But yeah, there's lots of lead in here at least. Yeah, this is going to be a really good spot. I'm just going to skirt along the edge today. I can't get in the middle because it's about waist deep out there, but I just dug a couple more pieces of lead. That looks like a fired musket ball probably. That's a little piece of lead that was obviously up in the dirt there for most of its life because it's white. But yeah, that's awesome, dude. As soon as we get a nice hot day where I can come in here with my shorts, we'll do that. And we'll dig a bunch of stuff out of here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, does that look familiar? But different? That's how we started off today. I'm not sure. I guess that's a hubcap of some sort to a car, but I have no idea what kind. I think this is a little watch winder. See, like a pocket watch, it would have been on top, and you twist it to wind up the time. Well, wind up the spring so it keeps time. Yeah, okay, a little piece of brass. That's awesome. I wonder what this old doodad is. I bet that's off a car or a tractor or something. I thought it was something for... that's a frog. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. This is the second coin I found today, and it is a modern Lincoln penny. Pure copper though, so that's pretty awesome. It's not a zinking Lincoln. Just dug this neat piece of copper. I think it's it's gone now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so anyway, starting to rain pretty good. You can see over toward the mountains there, it's coming down pretty hard. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to head cross country now, get to the truck and head on home. Got a little about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. But we'll definitely come back on another day and we'll do good. I'm thinking those deep holes back here, we'll find some good stuff. We'll see you then, I hope.
Until I go to sleep, she'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying.